Okay, spirit guides. Thank you for coming through. You ask, what is the eclipse about? What is the solar eclipse? Eclipses are time when it is your job to literally look at your dark side, look at what is not working for you, look at what is your biggest challenge, to really dig it up like you would dig up weeds from the garden. It is time for you to bare your soul in the darkness. It is time for you to look at your individual life, look at yourself. It is time for the planet to look at itself. It is time for all humanity right now. And humanity is a mess. What is going on with the world? It is time to face yourself in the mirror, humanity. It is truly time to clean up your act, to clean out your closets, clean out your garages, just like springtime cleaning. It's time for humanity to clean up the world, to clean up the way they treat each other. All these wars happening, all the destruction, the politics, the anger, the hatred, the social media, we will say the crap. It's time to clean up the crap. What is this all about? Face yourselves, humanity. Each individual person has to look in the mirror and say, enough. I've been doing this my whole life. Enough. Time to stop the madness. Time to stop the cycle of craziness in my own life. If every single individual human would be willing to do this, the world would be a better place, and then people would change. We can say on a vast level, it's time for the world to clean it up. But what is happening on the planet, it's not a vast level. It is an individual level. It's not all the humans are acting this way or that way. That's not what it is at all. It really comes down to each heart, each soul. Each individual soul must take responsibility for themselves. And when they do take responsibility for themselves and they are willing to rise up, they are willing to say, I'm not acting this way anymore. I'm changing my evil ways. I'm changing my habits. I am willing and ready to find a new way, a different way. The full moon is all about the light. The full moon is the biggest light. And the sun is a bigger light. Right now is the time of the full moon. All is being illumined. And when we have the eclipse like today, it just means the biggest illumination is exactly what you need to look at on the flip side, the opposite side. What is the deepest darkness? The biggest illumination, the deepest darkness. In a simple way, you can make a list. All the things I do wonderfully, all the things that I need to work on. We can bring it down to that level for personal individual change. Now, start with the positive, because people are often afraid to give themselves positive strokes. So many people are afraid to just look at themselves and say, I do this really well. I do this really well. I do this really well. This is all the things I'm good at. Other people may give you compliments. Other people may say, oh, you do this well, but are you willing to say it to yourself? Are you willing to say, I'm good at this. I know I'm an expert at this, and people love me because I do this. And then say, and what I need to change is this, and this. If every individual human did that and then acted on those two lists, this would be a very different planet. Now, we cannot say that every human is willing to do that, but that's what's happening. These wars, this destruction, the politics, the anger, the hatred, the social media, the everything will continue to happen until every soul on the planet is willing to take personal responsibility for what they do. And every soul on the planet is willing to say, I'm ready and willing to be honest. I'm ready and willing to change. I'm ready and willing to try to be different. And most importantly, I'm ready and willing to listen to the other person that I think is the most opposite of me possible. And I'm willing to be compassionate and understand what it means to be in their shoes. That is when things will get different. That is when the world will truly change. Now, you have heard all these things before. What we are telling you is not new. But you ask, what is this bright light and the eclipse season about? That's what it's about. It's springtime. It's spring cleaning time. The eclipses come in the spring. Time to clean it up. People often make promises that they will clean it up, and then they don't. Or they say they'll do things, but then they don't follow through on their own word. What happens has nothing to do what goes on out there. What happens is what goes on in here. We would like to tell you a story. This is Michele's story. She has a friend. We will let Michele tell this story. My friend and her son were playing a game one night in their house. They were playing a game, Scrabble or some kind of spelling game. I don't know what it was, but they were just busy playing a game. The next day, their neighbor said, "Oh my God, did you feel the earthquake? That was a crazy earthquake right next door, same house." And they said, "No, we didn't feel any earthquake. Nothing happened in our house." And she's going, "Oh my God, it was scary. Everything was shaking." And they said, "No, we didn't feel a thing. Nothing happened in our house." And what this woman and I discussed was everybody lives their own world. It's not what's out there. Every single person has their own little universe. Have you noticed how nobody thinks the same way? Have you noticed how when you talk to somebody, they have their own little world? Then you talk to somebody else and they have their own little world. And you talk to somebody else. Every person is their own universe. Every person has their own inner life going on. You can have 5 people at the same place, the same party, the same concert, the same dinner party, the same dinner table. And every one of those people, if you said, "Oh, tell me about the dinner table. Tell me about your dinner. Tell me about your dinner. Tell me about your dinner. Tell me about your dinner." All 5 of those people would say completely different things based on their point of view and their experience. Everybody has their own universe. Everybody at this party is going to have a different point of view. One person will say, "Oh, the host was so sweet. I just love how she took care of everybody." And someone else will say, "Oh, the bathrooms were a mess. I couldn't find toilet paper." And someone else will say, "I loved everybody at the party. I had so many friends." And someone else will say, "I didn't know anybody at the party. I felt lonely. I didn't know who to talk to." And someone else will say, "Oh, the food was so good." And someone else will say, the 6th person will say, "God, I couldn't eat anything there. Nothing was on my diet." Do you understand? Everybody has a different point of view, and everybody lives in their own universe. My friend and her son, they were in their own little world to the point where the earthquake that supposedly everyone was going to feel because it was a big earthquake, they didn't even feel it. They were in their own little world, having a wonderful evening playing a game together. They did not feel the same earthquake that the woman next door felt. Everyone is in their own world. We are back now. We would like to say this. The earth is separating. The dimensional states are separating. There are two different earths happening. There is the earth where people are living in hell, and there is the earth where people are ascending and living in a higher dimensional state. These two earths are parallel. You can see each other. Have you ever walked down the street and there was a person there and that person didn't even see you, didn't notice you, and you're looking around and you're wondering, how come people are not seeing me? They are in a different parallel universe. That is the truth. Your job as people who are seeking to live a higher vibrational life is to find people in your tribe, to find people that you can relate to find your soul pod. Find your soul pod the way dolphins find their pod. Create your soul pod of people that you can relate to, people who understand you, people who you understand, because not everybody out there is going to understand you. You live in two different worlds. We are happy to be here with you. We honor you and we bless you. And we hold you in the beauty that you are. You are already in your beauty. Michele spoke about being in your beauty, the very first class, being in your beauty and seeing it. Beauty is not what's in a magazine. Beauty is not what a commercial, what a company will tell you it is. Beauty is seeing your inner soul and knowing why you are here and understanding what your job is. What is your mission on this planet? That is true, deep beauty. People who understand their mission on this planet don't have any problems. We won't say they don't have any problems, have less problems, or are able to tap into a higher source more easily, more often. Therefore, they are living in a more happy and well-balanced plane. People who understand why they are here and what they are doing, and who are also willing to help others on the planet, are more able to work through the muck. For example, if you were walking down the street and you saw a fight happening across the street, none of you would go to that fight. Some people would. Some people would go to the fight and egg it on and say, yeah, fight, 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 fight. Some people would say, oh man, let's kill each other. But all of you would go the other way and say, I don't want to be anywhere near that energy. That fight started on the street. Well, I'm hightailing it out of here right now, this minute. Because you know how to go towards the correct energy, go to the energy that is the higher plane. So it's always a choice. Where are you going? We are not saying your life is perfect, but we are saying you have better ability to choose where you need to be. And the most important thing is not to get your brain all tied up in gyrations about that. It's so easy for sensitive people to worry, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? And all we have to say is take a deep breath and relax and start to chant and own and talk to people who are part of your tribe and just find a way to deep breathe, because all is well. You are making it through. Thank you. We honor you and we bless you. We bless you for being here in this group, because all of you are doing your best to raise your vibration. And that is what the planet needs more than anything. You have come at a most difficult time in the life of humanity. On the other hand, please know there have been many difficult times in the life of humanity. The only reason this one is more intense than other times is because it's all in your face with the internet, with social media. Everybody knows everything that's going on now. There are no hidden secrets. And in a way, that is a good thing. The more there are no hidden secrets, the more no one can hide the bad stuff. And the more, the higher morals, the higher morality, the higher energy, the higher ethics that come out, more people will stand up for them. And that is what people are doing. People are doing that in the Middle East. People are doing that for Israel and Gaza. People are standing up. Stop killing the children. Even though Israel has a right to defend itself, stop killing so many people. This is not right. It happens every time. It happened in Vietnam. When people see that many people dying, they yell and scream and say, no, no more. It happened with Iraq. It would happen more with India, with Africa, the African countries, Sudan, Syria. It would happen more, but it's not big enough. People aren't paying attention with that because there's so much stuff happening. We are complete. We bless all of you and we thank you.